and welcome. Today I will discuss on pharmacokinetics. So what do you mean by pharmacokinetics? It's very important lecture. So basically pharmacokinetic is it is a quantitative study of a drug movement in, through and out of the body. So basically pharmacokinetic is the study of absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. So in short form you can also say we can memorize like that. Pharmacokinetic is the study of A for absorption, D for distribution, M for metabolism and E. So you can memorize as A, D, M, E. So pharmacokinetic is the basically quantitative study and a drug movement in the body, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. So in a short form you can say pharmacokinetic is the what the body does to the drug, because drug is going to absorb inside the body, going to distributed throughout the body, and also the drug is going to metabolize in the body and excrete out from the body. So that's why body is going to do something on the drug. That's why you can say pharmacokinetic is the what the body does to the drug. So what is going to do by the body, that is absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. So absorption is basically how the drug moves from the site of administration to the site of action. So in later lecture we can discuss one by one absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion in the detail. So distribution, the journey of the drug through the bloodstream to various tissues of the body, that is called distribution, from systemic circulation to all the parts of the body, that is called distribution. Metabolism, process of that breaks down the drugs. Metabolism basically a transformation, the transformation of the drug from one phase to another phase, that is metabolism. Lipid soluble drugs converted into water soluble metabolite and then water soluble easily excrete out from the body. So metabolism is basically a biotransformation. Then excretion, the removal of the drug from the body. So we can quantitate the drug in pharmacokinetic study. That's why you can say pharmacokinetic is the quantitative study of the drug movement in and throughout the body, that is called pharmacokinetics. So when the drugs taken by oral route, so this is the picture showing the figure showing the drug taken by oral route. See, the capsule is taken by oral route, this oral route, and they will absorbed in intestine or the stomach. Basically basic drugs absorbed in intestine, while acidic drug is absorbed in stomach. So we'll discuss in absorption detail. So first of all, absorption takes place in GIT, gastrointestinal tracts. Absorption started from buccal mucosa to the anus. Okay, so in any part of the gastrointestinal tract absorption takes place. So for when we take the drug orally, so they will first absorb. After the absorption, they will distribute throughout the body. See, this is the distribution throughout the body. Then it will metabolize in the liver. It will change from one form to another form, lipid soluble to water soluble, and then excrete out from the body. So this is a schematic diagram which are showing what are the steps of pharmacokinetics. So for pharmacokinetic, the drug always needs to pass from biological membrane, that is called membrane transport. When we take the drug oral or any other form of the routes of drug administration, they has to cross the biological membrane, that is called membrane transport. Most often drug administered in a body compartment must move to its site of action, and for its move to site of action they have to cross biological membrane, that is called membrane transport. So today we'll discuss on membrane transport, how the drug transported across the cell membrane, that is called biological membrane, crosses various barriers. So what is the phases? We'll see. So drug transportation, basically this is our cell membrane is made up of lipid layers. So lipid bilayer, and lipid layers are mostly tight junction. Again I am repeating, our cell membrane are made up of lipid bilayer, and these lipid layers are mostly tight junctions. So only lipid soluble substance can diffuse through it, and cell membrane we can say easily allows lipid soluble drug to pass through it, while water soluble substances can't cross through tight and tight junction of lipid layer. So what will happen then? So there are different phases and processes across the drug transportation takes place. These processes are either passive transfer, or you can say a passive diffusion, so simple diffusion and filtration, or carrier mediated transport. In carrier mediated transport, that is active transport or facilitated diffusion, or very much some drugs are absorbed via endocytosis, pinocytosis and phagocytosis. So these are the steps through which drugs passes through cell membranes. We discuss one by one. So drug transport processes, one passive diffusion is there. So drug is passing through this membrane. Movement of solute from high concentration to lower concentration. Here outside extracellular higher concentration, here inside the cell lower concentration, and these drugs passing. See the figure is showing the drug is passing from higher concentration to lower concentration, moves with the flow. So no carrier protein is required, no energy required. Almost all the drugs, you can say all the maximum drugs follows this passive diffusion. These are the drug particle. See, these are the drug particle. They are passing. See, again they are passing through higher concentration to lower concentration. Again, I will pause for some time. You can watch this video. So these are the drug particle. They are passing through this from higher concentration to lower concentration through cell membrane. These are the cell membranes. These are made up of lipid bilayer. Okay, and almost all the lipid soluble drugs follows this passive diffusion through cell membrane. Another filtration. So in filtration, passage of drug through aqueous pores. So in cell membrane there are some aqueous pores is there through paracellular space. These are some aqueous pores. In lipid bilayer there are some aqueous pores are there. So lipid insoluble drugs, you can say water soluble drugs, can cross if molecular size is small. A small molecular size drugs which are water soluble can pass through these aqueous pores via filtration. Majority of intestinal mucosa RBCs have small pores and drugs cannot cross. So but capillaries have a large paracellular space and most drugs can filter through this. Okay, so those drugs which have a small molecular size can easily crosses via filtration, and filtration easily crosses via the aqueous pores. Aqueous pores is present in this lipid bilayer cell membrane. So mainly a small molecular water soluble drugs passes via filtration. Another is a active transport. See the video is showing this. The drug molecules moves from region of lower to higher concentration. Outside the cell higher concentration, while inside the cell lower concentration. These are against the concentration gradient. The drug is passing from lower concentration to higher concentration. That's why it needs some help. The drug's molecule move from region of lower to higher concentration against the concentration gradients. That's why it requires energy, because drugs are moving across against the concentration gradient. That's why the drug passes via active transport needs energy. Example, transport of sympathomimetic amines into neural tissue, also transport of choline into cholinergic neurons. See the video. These are the drug molecules. They are passing via cell membrane from this lower concentration to inside the cell higher concentration. That's why it need energy. They will passes the drugs See, these are the drugs, the some energies, external forces passing, helps to passing the drugs from outside to inside the cell. So this is called active transport. I will pause for some time. You can watch this video. These are the cell membranes. These are the cell membranes. This is the cell membranes. These are the drug particle. Here is the lower concentration. Here is a higher concentration. Okay, the drug passes from lower to higher against the concentration gradient. That's why it needs energy, and this energy is helping to pass the drug molecule inside the cell. This is active transport. This is facilitated diffusion. Carrier mediated transport mechanism. It does not require energy. The drug attaches to the carrier in the membrane, which facilitate its diffusion across the membranes. Transport of molecules from higher to lower concentration. Example, transport of glucose across the cell membrane by transporter GLUT4. Here is this is also a carrier mediated transport, but here the drug molecule does not require energy. It helps by some carrier molecule. Some carrier transporters get attached to the molecule, and they will helps to passes drug from the external to internal surfaces. So see, this is a facilitated diffusion we are seeing. Okay, these are transporting from higher to lower concentration. These are the cell membranes, and these are the carrier proteins. The drug attaches to the carrier proteins, and it helps passes through cell membrane from higher concentration to lower concentration. So these are the basically a facilitated diffusion. Some other material or some other particle facilitate the drug molecule to pass from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is called facilitated diffusion, and the best example is glucose is transported in a cell membrane via GLUT4. So for example, this is the GLUT4. GLUT4 is a carrier protein. They will attach the glucose from extracellular material, extracellular space, and they will help to pass through inside the cell membrane from a carrier mediated protein. So this is called a facilitated diffusion. Another material or another particle facilitate to pass the drug from higher concentration to lower concentration. Some other drugs also follow endocytosis, and endocytosis, there are two types of endocytosis, pinocytosis and phagocytosis. Pinocytosis is also called cell drinking, because it takes the fluid or solute material. They will drinking the solute material fluids from external extracellular space. That's what is called pinocytosis. Example, insulin, some anti-cancer drug is there. Phagocytosis takes the drug particle, and this is called to eat, drug eating you can say, because phagocytosis, the cells material going to engulf the external particle, and from these processes some drugs are flowing, that is called poisoning with the botulinum toxin. This is called phagocytosis. Very few maximum drugs I am already discussed in today. I have already discussed on first slide that maximum drugs passes via passive diffusion, because more lipid soluble drugs are easily crosses the blood brain barrier, and we have large number of lipid soluble drugs. So maximum drugs easily crosses via blood cell membrane via passive diffusion. Some water soluble drugs can cross from different other parts of other phases of transportation processes.